Hola hoop lovers, it's Deanne Love here teaching you all the tips and tricks that you want to know about hula hooping. So over on the Hooplovers Facebook page, I asked you what you want to learn and I am so grateful for your responses. So today I'm going to do a tutorial based on your answers. Actually, it's really cool to see that there's a few repetitive answers. So let me see. I'm going to check down this one. Filming tutorials today. What would you like to learn? Ask me anything. If I know it, I will share it. So Nikki says, I want tips on angle waist hooping, question mark, question mark, question mark. So when you lean forward and you're hooping almost vertically around your waist. Cool. Well, it's ultra cool that also Joe Young wrote the barrel roll booty bump. So I'm going to show you my variation of angle hooping, parallel hooping, booty bumping. Now this next hoop move has the infamous name of the booty bump, and I believe that the incredible Christabel Zamore, hoopgirl.com, named it the booty bump because it's so amazing for your booty. Now she didn't call it the back bump and she didn't call it the lower spine bump. She certainly didn't call it the sciatic pain bump. So you need to be really careful when you're doing this and make sure that you're in check with your body. You're going to make sure that your feet are grounded, parallel and facing forward. And you're really going to stick that booty out and make that back nice and long. Now, our spine does not want to be curving like this, so you really don't have to be pushing your chest up unless you're some fabulous performer performing on stage, and you know, that's a whole other story. But if you're practicing this, you want to make sure that your bottom is out and that your spine is nice and long and supported. So we're not arching the back like this and we're not arching it back like this. Keeping it nice and long. Rest the hoop in the middle of the back, almost like where your bra goes, or if you're a boy, middle back. Because if you start nice and low down below the belly button, you're simply going to knock it into your knees. And that is a big, big downfall of the booty bump or parallel hooping. So start it nice and high, stick out your bottom, give it a big spin and use the legs to bump up and down. Keep the arms up out of the way. And let the body and the legs do the work. Now, if you look down and you notice that your knees and your ankles are doing these kind of circular movements, you want to correct that. You want to make sure that your knees are going over your toes and pulsing up and down, that the center line of your body is pulsing up and down towards the earth. Keeping your arms out of the way and making sure that you're activating that spiral in your belly so that the hoop doesn't fall down and clang on your knees. Now this move takes a lot of energy, but once you have the rhythm and the alignment of your body, you've got the timing, you can start to shift your weight and dance. So you can shift your weight from one side to the other, start to move the arms and really get into it. And if you feel like you're losing the hoop, come back to that center position and realign. If you have mastered coiling up your body to your chest, then why not try it in the vertical position? So it's the same kind of activation, that center movement, that beckoning up, making movement above the hoop. So starting off upper belly, starting to make movement above the hoop. You can bring it up to your chest, still using the down and up pulse. This is a great practice if you're working on your chest hooping or shoulder hooping. Check it out, one arm in, and the other arm in, and you're pushing down, shrugging down. So remember, set up your stance, make sure your knees are over your toes are facing forward, your feet are parallel, you've got a nice long back, that booty is out, the hoop is high, you give it a spin, and you're balanced with your pushes. Center pushes, up, down, keep the arms out of the way and go for it. Bring that hoop up, take those arms in and out. And keep the pushing in the legs. Let the hoop spiral back down, pushing through the legs. There is no back movement like this. That is going to slow your hoop down and hurt your back. So once you start to master the timing and the energy that it takes to keep your parallel hooping going. You probably want to do those amazing barrel rolls. So I am going to give you a few tips that help me and my students to execute them. A lot of the barrel roll technique is actually in your footwork. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Now I have lined myself up with this yoga mat. It gives me a nice space to create my footwork, because as I barrel roll, I'm actually going to pivot. So when I roll over, I'm going to land on this same line with my right foot and continue to roll over. I'm going to pivot and my right foot goes down again. So the left foot essentially stays on the line the whole time. So as I barrel roll up and barrel roll down, I'm pivoting on the line, so sticking on the line. Because if this happens for you and you go off the line, over here and over here, your hoop is not going to stay in that plane. And when you're barrel rolling, your hoop needs to stay here on the line, in the plane. So keeping your footwork in alignment is going to help. The next thing is you need to stay grounded to the earth, pulling down to the earth the whole time. If you try and execute a barrel roll and you're down to the earth, you're doing really well, you come around here, your footwork's great, and then all of a sudden you stand up, you've lost your hoop. So I'm going to show you a barrel roll on the chest so that the camera can pick up exactly where the hoop's moving and where my body's moving. I'm checking in with my footwork and I'm checking in with my grounding towards the floor. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is making sure that I continue to pulse so that the hoop has momentum all of the time. Otherwise it's just going to be floating in air. So, starting here, checking my footwork, pulsing, coming back and down and around, grounding out, up and down, up and down. Thank you, Hoopers. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please make sure that you share it with your Hooper friends so that they can strengthen their Super Hooper powers. And if you have any requests about anything to do with hooping, please leave me a comment on the Hooplovers Facebook page.